From the time we get up till 2 in the morning, with our laptops, dealing with the biz. It's all about the biz. Which last night, actually, that's what I did too. Last night I was working on in my studio with these guys, and it was wonderful because we were actually just creating. And I've got this kid named, a friend of mine, this kid named Flash. He's like 27. He's a dubstep guy. I'm writing music for MTV and Viacom and stuff like that. Completely different stuff than I normally play, right? But it's so liberating. We're in there, we've got an engineer, I've got this monster bass player, Gabe Rosales from, was in my Smoke This record when he was 19. He's played with everybody from Jennifer Lopez to Cannibal Corpse. I mean, that's quite a, this kid's amazing. I was playing with Andy Summers. And so we had him, me, Flash, this Flash kid, he drives up my driveway with a skateboard, with his laptop, with his Logic on there, and his little baby keyboard, and he's insane, the stuff this guy comes up with. So I just play guitar parts in, we decide on the beat, how that's gonna go, I throw some scary riffs out there, and he takes it and he just does his magic, and then he throws it back at me, adds some more stuff over there. We just had a blast last night. Some beer and pizzas, and the kids were in and out, and it was just beautiful. But then the business happens. If I could just stay like that, man. I guess I wish I could just stay in this room with my friends and produce awesome music, and then there'll be somebody else that just comes and picks it up and gives me a check.
Has the internet changed the way you do business for
Yeah, I mean, 80% of our sales are iTunes. So, and of course, you know, like we just did a video for Lynch Mob, the slow drag video. It's got about 50, 60,000 hits, which is good, you know, so far. And
is that translated into sales for you?
that's the big question. Yeah, we don't know. Nobody's done that. Came up with that software that figures that out yet. I'm sure it increases awareness, and the sales are pretty decent for an EP. It's called the Sound Mountain Sessions. And it's hard to say, but you know, you gotta try. You know, I mean, back in the Dawkins days, we'd do videos for $100,000 plus. You know, now I do videos for $5,000 or $2,000. Your buddy with a GoPro camera or whatever. You know, it's like, imagine being the audience at Band of Gypsies at Fillmore East on New Year's Eve with Hendrix, you know, and witnessing that. You probably didn't comprehend, that audience probably did not understand what they were watching until retroactively, you know, decades later, when they realized the power and the magnitude of this guy's voice and what he was saying with his guitar, and how personal that was, because according to the story, Bill Graham told him he did 2 sets that night. Hendrix played twice. And the first set, he did all the pyrotechnics and set his guitar on fire and all that stuff. And then Bill Graham came up to him and said, well, that was great. When are you going to play guitar? And Hendrix, being so humble, such a sweet soul, just that kind of, you know, he felt that was probably true. And so he just went within himself, that second set, and never looked up. You know, he was just like invisible to the world. He just went deep. And then we got that record. Just make you tired listening to it. It's exhausting. But I don't think any of us terrestrial musicians will ever get there. I hope in my lifetime that we see, you know, an emergence of some sort of rock star again of that magnitude, which would be wonderful.
Right here.
You? You're going to the rock star of the future? Awesome. Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Welcome to Earth. And other than that, that's it. I mean, I got my Tiger guitar. I built this out of parts that I bought from Grover and Charvel that were laying, you know, next to the trash can, you know, that were seconds. And I think this was $20. And my first neck was like that, you know, something like that, $20. And then I just bolted it together. And my friend Irvich and me painted it. And then I took it to Europe. It was my first time going out of the country to dock, and went to record Breaking the Chains, and I took this, and it's still wet. I didn't have a case, so I wrapped it in a blanket and bungee cords. And we got to Iceland, and it was so cold that it froze all the paint, right? It contracted. So it has all this beautiful finish checking that occurred then, you know. It just happened right after I painted it. Looks like, you know, 40 years of wear, but it's actually happened pretty quickly. But it's beautiful. I love all the finish checking. I was bummed when it happened. I don't know if people can see all that, you know, just all the cracks and the patina. Anyways, this has been the guitar I've had the longest, and to me it feels like home. So it doesn't do everything, doesn't have a single coil pickup. I wish it did, you know, but it does a thing, and it's great at what it does. Okay, so yeah, that's my gear.
So that one is not an ESP?
Well,
When you put it together?
oops. Well, I mean, the ESPs are the same exact thing. They just copied this. This is cool, you know, this is, I mean, I made this myself. Well, I make the ones at ESP. Yeah. The shop there, I make them exactly the same way. I buy old shitty bodies from Grover. My friend at the beach and me, we paint them, and then we fly them to Iceland.
Your sound sounds really clean tonight. Can you talk about your set, your channel, and your pedals, and contrast it to what you did on the metal show? Was there a difference in distortion that you used there, being live on a net, so to speak?
Yeah.
Just one musician?
The metal show, the last one I did, I used my Randall LB103, a Lynch box, which is really a great amp for these, especially for these kind of gigs, because it's not overpoweringly loud. It's got a really nice warm saturation, and it's very controllable in a setting like that. Versus, you know, having to have the kind of amplification that carries a whole heavy rock band in a big venue. That's, you know, even rare. So this is a Diesel Herbert, that I just thought I'd bring down tonight because I just got it modded. And diesels are German made, they're not point-to-point circuit boards, but that really doesn't matter. The circuit is a beautiful circuit, but they're overly compressed in my opinion. And so I had this guy do a mod, this German guy, that basically opened up all the compression on it and did what you're hearing, which is it's cleaner. Well, new Dokken? Oh, well, new Dokken album? Which one? Oh, no, that's not me. That's another guy. No, that's Don's a lawyer / guitar player. No, I haven't been in that band since 1997, September of 1997. Sorry, that's okay. Yeah, and I haven't listened to it, otherwise I'd try to answer your question. Yeah, I think he sounds more like me than I do, actually. I haven't figured out what I sound like yet. I keep changing, which I enjoy doing. So, yeah.
Did you have a bunch of people working on the Tooth and Nail project?
Yeah, Tooth and Nail, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, Tooth and Nail record, working on that for about 1.5 years. Jeff Pilson, myself, and Mick Brown, just Dokken without, yeah, oh, there you go. I'm putting out kind of a Dokken record. It's called Tooth and Nail. Well, the band is called TNN, actually. We got sued, so we have to call it TNN. It's a terrible name, but the record is called Slave to the Empire, and it's everybody in Dokken except Don. And actually, the working title of the record was Dump the Chump. I don't want people to hate me. And there's got really good clean sounds on it. Seriously, it's got some beautiful stuff on there that I bet you would really like.